was telling him. Here. Well, I found the document. If y'all see this document, but it's from Philly, it wasn't signed by Susan L. Fields. It was actually Joseph Minnie and some other person. If they on your case, they lying. Nobody, you don't see nobody come down here and get on this motherfucking zone right here. If I tell you that you told on my case, you told on my case. I know Keith Henry didn't tell. I know Derek Walker didn't tell. I know Keith's wife didn't tell. So if somebody told, it would have been the bodyguard that was doing all the fucking flips. I knew somebody kept coming in there talking about nice try, like I won't put your ass out there. I'll put you the fuck out there. I don't care. But the fuck out of here. In fact, let me drop this motherfucking link in case you think you want to come up here and try to play. You out there setting people up. You in the comedian bull? Because I heard about him. Yeah. And it just so happened that what's my man name? He the sheriff now, and they trying to take the house from my peoples, and I'm fighting them. Then now they want somebody to call down there. Ain't nobody fucking calling down there. Fuck out of here. I'm about to put that shit in for her. Because Tariq El Shabazz, you was down that, you and your mans and them used to be down in Tariq El Shabazz office talking. Yeah, somebody overheard you and they got back to me. Yeah, down there dancing in the office like motherfucking fools. Yeah, this where we stop at. I told you my hypocrisy goes but so far. So why would they close my shit, take the bank off of there? Now PNC ain't on there. We had a whole garnishment John on this John and everything, and I was in jail, and we was talking over the thing. Talking over the TV. A bank representative was there, and my little cousin was there. Why that's not on the docket no more? And why they didn't pay the lawyer? The Third Circuit. They said, yeah, he ain't do shit. Now, somebody proved me wrong. Because I know, yeah, somebody walked because of me. Yeah. Because 2 DEA agents or 1 DEA agent, yeah, you try to talk to my wife, nigga, and you ain't believe, you know what I mean? But it's in the paperwork. Let the record speak for itself. Why y'all got shit on my record, all this shit that I can't open and belong to me? And I got a letter and I'm telling them, yo, why they taking my damn transcripts? Yeah, we about to find out. I know that AUSA Fields, I just looked up. She don't work there no more. She a private attorney. Y'all go to fuck to her. Crazy as shit. She a liar, but the FBI agent had the 302 in his briefcase. So I put her on the stand. I don't know who her I ain't even worried about explaining all that. I'm putting this 1651 in, and if you niggas just telling, yeah, you better, yeah, somebody fuck one of y'all up. Because I'm putting that shit in. I waited till the last minute before I put my own shit in. And yeah, it turned into a case. And the law firm picked it up while I was in Jersey. It was about the identity theft statute, how they was gonna make me guilty of the identity theft statute. Yeah, it was some Spanish boy I did it for. It looked around about 2008. I think it's like Villanueva versus Figueroa, something like that, some shit like that. Villanueva Figueroa versus the United States, some shit like that. I tell you everything, yo. But when when they interpret a statute, it's supposed to go backwards and apply to everybody because they said that's what it meant from the very beginning when Congress passed it. But I ain't get that break. I don't care. But I'm getting them houses. And I know who the bull is. Now, if you don't tell who he is, if you don't tell his man and them who he is, that he a fucking liar. That's why I went into that fucking joint and said, yo, tell them the truth. Tell her the truth that you're a fucking liar. Because that shit that they confiscated and said they was going to destroy it, they try to use it against anybody else. I made an argument that you can't destroy my stuff or whatever just because somebody denied to take it, or if they denied to take it, you were supposed to destroy it, but you can't keep it and use it against somebody else. And it was in my office, and everybody else already been tried, so it wasn't no conspiracy. So if they left somebody else on the street, you know, little short fat boy, yeah. If he telling on the street, I'm in the other boy. Yeah. Everybody just cause they walk around being fucking funny ain't fucking stand up niggas. And I'm not taking up for them. Niggas just talking this shit. Thought I was in there telling. Nah. My cousin was right behind you too. He called me soon as niggas said it. Yeah, niggas just be saying niggas is telling. Just say they telling. Don't have no paperwork or nothing. Why you think the rest of my shit sealed? Except to make me look bad because that bitch wanted me that bad. When she knew if she played the tapes back, I was never on no fucking phone verifying nobody worked for nobody, especially for my company. Yeah, that was Uncle Bill and Hassan Abdul Talib. Y'all was fucking up at that office and y'all ran up $1,000 on my credit reporting program. I ain't get charged with that. And when they try to come in the office, and when you in a conspiracy, if it was a conspiracy, when I kicked your fucking ass out the office with your boxes, yeah, and they told you take the boxes and get the fuck out. And when you couldn't come past the joint, I didn't give a fuck if you called me. I told you on the phone. Yeah, we ain't doing nothing. I don't know what the fuck you told anybody else. I don't know. You got caught with my cards in your motherfucking drawing that you wasn't my motherfucking partner. I don't know why you saying, if you listening, nigga, you wasn't never my partner. You only worked in the finance shit, and everything that you touched turned to shit. You just a piece of shit that lisps, and so is your man. That got the Range Rover from down City Line Avenue. That, what happened? Yeah. My people's, you know, I said, take that shit back. Yeah, well, I ain't get charged with that. Yeah, so if you got charged with a range, if somebody got charged with a Range Rover, wasn't me. Or somebody got charged with a gray, what's that? Mercedes Benz from over Jersey. It wasn't me. You started the case, nigga. You got caught up on Oxford Avenue. They followed you right over to the office. You said you wasn't going to do no time for nobody. And you ain't do no time for me, nigga. I did my time. You rat. They called me a liar. Quote it up, I lied about everything. Now, ask them if I'm lying now. Ask anybody. Yeah, go in there. If Judge Yon is still there, yeah, tell him pull them records out and see if I ain't put that bitch on the stand. You can't coerce nobody to plead guilty that's not guilty by saying, yo, I'm gonna indict your wife, and then walk out and be heard on record saying them exact words. You just wanted me to plead guilty to all that shit. When you know somebody been able to pick what they gonna fucking plead out to. I picked out all the shit that was paid off. Yeah, look. Philly, don't get embarrassed in this motherfucker. Telling that right now. I ain't gonna put this document up because it got some people on here. Yeah. They ain't tell, so we good. Yeah, other than that, I don't know nothing. All I know is I'm gonna follow this shit, and they're gonna open that fucking record up, and Susan Fields and her and that judge is gonna look stupid because everything that I filed and I told y'all on here, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Why would my shit get transferred up Allentown to a new judge? I gotta drive all the way up there, and he said, "Yo, I'm not keeping this man on here." Yeah. I ain't never seen that many sealed joint. Not that they sealed. It just said I don't have permission to look at it. It ain't nothing but a fucking. It ain't nothing but fucking transcripts. Well, I can look at the other transcripts, but I can't look at the transcripts of the hearing when I put her on the stand. Yeah, because that agent told the truth. He had the 302. So it didn't matter what nobody got on the stand and said he had the 302. He knew it. And that's why Mercedes Benz didn't come down there and neither did BMW. Yeah, man, you and Devin, y'all got to take care of that. And your girl Tamika Pollard, yeah, y'all was rats. But John Griffin, he a fucking liar too. Yeah, I'll tell them to their face. I dropped this joint. Whoever out there listen want to come up here. And if you come up here talking that shit, I'm gonna pull this paperwork right out. Because I found it. But it wasn't filed by Susan Phillips, it was filed by Joseph Minnie, who took over the case. And like I said, I saw your name on my daughter's case. Same prosecutor. Imagine that. Imagine the questions you was asking. I mean, even if you did ask her some questions, what's up? Because on here it says that Susan Phil or Joseph Benny took promissory notes through 16 through the All Writs Act, and that's how I fund my LLCs, just like the bank funds they fucking banks, and with the mortgages they take a promissory note. How the fuck you gonna take? How you gonna ask a judge to take my operating agreement where it says in there, yeah, that people pay by a promissory note? I still win. I'm not worried. Yeah, you worry about your motherfucking uh, rats. I told the boy to stop coming up my John. Y'all should have been stopped that nigga from coming in there and keep saying. When as soon as he said Hassan Abdul Talib, it was over then. That nigga brought in like 25 people. So everybody got something to say. Come on up here. I'll pull this paperwork out and let you see it. I ain't even got to pull it out. I got it out already. My case ain't had nothing to do with no fucking drugs. I'm still trying to wonder, like, yo, why would she put me in? Why would a judge let somebody forfeit my shit under the drug statute and I ain't took not no drugs or nothing, and the judge agreed with that shit? That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. When they got another forfeiture statute for somebody like me, I mean, people get their shit taken by the drug statute. The drug statute made for people that sell fucking drugs. Where the fuck people get off? Where judges get off and say, oh well, that does make sense. Yeah, you can take it through there. No, the profits of the fucking proceeds of the crime was from doing what you say it was real. It was identity theft. It wasn't no drug theft. What no motherfucking drugs involved in my case and none of that shit. Yeah, she just wanted she. I'm telling you, United States wanted that money. That's why the stocks is down, everything, And that's why you got 8, 9 of these motherfucking bankers. They just sitting still waiting to see what's up. Because they know I'm not the fuck lying. Why you don't see my paper, my scholarly paper written about after I read the ass and the money and about the Federal Reserve. But everybody know. I mean, it's plenty of people know that. That yeah, we print the money and borrow it from the Federal Reserve. That's what the Mets are. Yeah, but I did 95 months for nothing. I did 95 months because I couldn't raise 2 girls. That bitch knew that. She heard me saying it on the phone. Now, get my tapes, get whatever the fuck you want. I'm the first one that had Discovery. So I know who was trying to set me up. Uncle Bill, he would sit up there every day, like, let's call Micah. Yeah, it was still the same thing. I don't know what you're talking about. When you first told me got a target letter, need to go get a lawyer. Anybody ain't never gonna hit this motherfucking link, try to argue with me. Joseph Meny wasn't there. So how the fuck would Joseph Meny write up this document he wrote to confiscate what he confiscated? You wasn't there, and neither was the fuck that other person that signed it. It was Susan Fields and Cheltenham Township Police. Now go get they motherfucking ass. They already in trouble. She dropped all charges from Cheltenham Township Police. Though she had this thing all wrapped up and everything. That's why shit, I rumbled her ass all the way. Soon as she walked out there. She can't coerce you into, that's coercion. You worried about, your people's getting locked up and your kids being out there by themselves. Nah, go ahead, I'm gonna plead guilty for you and your dad. So that means the government owed me back my fucking promissory notes for all them companies I formed. Especially the ones that was formed in Delaware and was formed in Wyoming. That's why you got them on my indictment. You said that those was my companies. Y'all put it, instead of having a hearing and piercing the corporate veil, Susan Fields, yeah, she came over to the joint on like a Friday. Cause I was standing up. I'm like, fuck that, I go to trial. I'm not fucking pleading to that bullshit right there. I'm not pleading to something that I ain't do. So you can't just run a whole joint and say somebody's company did everything when the company is separate. It's a separate person. It's an artificial person. So either the company did it or I did it personally. But even if I did it personally, you're still supposed to go in rem. That's why I just showed all that other shit. Yeah, what the fuck you think? Only banks and whoever the fuck y'all chose get that motherfucking immunity. Y'all get qualified immunity and all of that shit. Yeah, you can't even fucking break the spousal immunity. Privilege, I mean. Yeah. That's why I made you get the 302. Because I ain't give a fuck what you said on the stand, and I ain't give a fuck what anybody that got on that stand. That man that had that 302, what he wrote but said, yeah, it contradicted both of y'all. That's probably why you went into practice for yourself if you out there listening. I'm filing that paperwork, so I knew somebody kept coming in the joint where we was shooting at, saying little dumb shit, talking about some nice try. No, I don't try to do shit. I'm gonna file the paperwork and I'm gonna file that shit as in then, because I don't give a fuck what they took with no 1651. They gotta bring that shit back. This the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. They ain't even look the law up. I can call myself whatever the fuck I want to. You put it on an indictment that that's my name. So why the fuck would you destroy a license that's in my name that everybody knows me by, and another one that's everybody knows me by, and I can do that? You need to read this restatement of law. I don't have to go to a judge to get my fucking name changed, get married, do none of that. Yeah, they had to change the whole shit up. Muslims couldn't get married the way they get married. They wouldn't have common law marriage. They wouldn't have common law trademark, common law copyrights, none of that. If it wasn't for us, remember our courts are the oldest courts. They know the law better than the feds do. The state courts do. They was here before the Supreme Court. But when I saw that paperwork, what they was trying to confiscate, I saw some names on there, and I'm not putting those names out there because they didn't tell. I don't want people thinking they told. Like, why would you confiscate a copy of a certificate of title for a vehicle for a Micah Solomon, meaning that I paid for it in cash and you confiscated it? A state of Delaware Secretary of State document in the name of Phase 3 Enterprises. Like, that's something fucking illegal to have. That means that I formed it. Yeah. So that means if they don't count that, then that means Pennsylvania lying, and I don't own none of my companies the way I formed them, because first of all, the operating agreement is private. You can say what you want to say in your operating agreement. I don't need no fucking lawyer telling me how to make up no operating agreement or none of that. I don't need him telling me shit. I know about 80s. Lawyers, they just was learning about it. They thought they was gonna get it for themselves. They just now having PCs and PLLCs or whatever the fuck they do with the rest of their shit. I know about LLCs and how to protect myself. Confiscated. So LLC can't pay their employees. Y'all confiscated checks that was made out to the employees, and anybody that was in there, they got fired before y'all came in there. So that ended that. So anything else y'all took, y'all can't use that against nobody. That ended it, everything. Yeah, everybody came up, got their last check. took out all that documentation that's supposed to be public record, and somebody trying to hide it or destroy it, or they already destroyed it. But I'm filing that paperwork. And she get her license taken, and they put the United States Attorney Office under investigation. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You made me miss standing 7 years of my life with my kids on some dumb shit. On some dumbass charges that other people was doing. Y'all just wanted to put me in there and say that I aided and abetted. I told this person, like, you heard me tell them. No, you believed a fat fucking rat. That's what you did. You believed a fat fucking liar that y'all already had out. He just like fucking Sean G. This nigga was out with a joint on his leg. And that wasn't his first joint. It wasn't the other dude. That wasn't his first joint. I'm not even standing up here arguing that long. I got paperwork to do. So ain't nobody hit that link. You know. Yeah. When I put that money with that Treasury Department, yeah, we the bank then. Good luck.